the many things we learn, the building of a shrine, only just to burn. That's the way it is. That's the way it is.
I guess I'm afraid.
Everyone always asks me, why are you always playing Red Dead Redemption 2? Why are you still playing this old game that is 7 years old that Rockstar doesn't even update anymore? Why are you still trying to play this game? And I say, well, let me ask you a question. If you could transport to an entirely different reality, to an entirely different time period, would you? Just to see what it was like? That is what Red Dead Redemption 2 is like for me and millions of other gamers across the Rockstar fanbase. This game not only provides such an insightful look into the Wild West, but also provides such an immersive and detailed, heart-wrenching story that has affected me since I played it for the first time 7 years ago. For sure, I could go into the nitty-gritty details about why I play this game, all the specs on it, all the stats that I have, all the accomplishments and accolades that I have acquired over the many years that I've been playing it, but I don't think I need to do that, because the numbers don't lie. This game has proved time and time again that it is one of the best games, if not the best open world game to ever exist. So I don't need to tell you all the nitty gritty details about why I still play this game, about the graphics, about the gameplay, about anything to do with the actual game itself. But like very few other games, Red Dead Redemption 2 has something else about it that has captured my attention for so long. Despite the fact that I grew up playing Red Dead Redemption 1 and Red Dead Revolver, that had nothing to do with the amount of time I have spent playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Sure, I loved playing the old games, but there's something else about Red Dead Redemption 2 that made me pour so many more hours into it than any of the others. I mean, besides the fact that it has many graphical improvements, performance improvements, and a very, very, very well written, convincing story, there's something else about this game that separates it from many other open world games, in my opinion. Now, the first major reason that I'm still playing this game in 2025 is because of one simple factor: the characters. And I'm not talking about any character, I'm talking about Arthur Morgan. I have to admit, when I first started playing this game, I did not think Arthur was going to affect me in such a way that he did. Nor did I ever think he would become my favorite video game protagonist of all time. I just didn't think about that. It didn't come into my mind at the time when I first logged onto this game. As an avid Red Dead Redemption 1 fan, I was very skeptic, I would say, about playing as this new character, because I had always grown up playing as John Marsden, and I really, really loved the character of John Marsden, and I just didn't think that John could be topped. But was I in for a treat? Because as soon as Arthur Morgan came around, and I played a few missions with him and got past chapter 2, I was hooked. Now, I'm sure if you've clicked on this video, you would completely understand that I don't need to say much about Arthur. There are hundreds of videos on YouTube describing him as a character and as a protagonist, and I don't think I need to go into much detail about him as an actual person, but I'm pretty sure that many of you will agree with me when I say he is one of the main reasons I'm still playing this game today. The character alone is one of the main reasons I keep restarting stories and playing them over and over and over again, just to see him in cutscenes again, just to play with him one more time. There is something about the character that is so relatable, that is so realistic. He has such realistic emotions, the animations are so fluent, everything about Arthur is just super real. And I think that he's a character that everyone can empathize with, and he's definitely a character that everyone feels for. He definitely has some of the best, if not the best, character development that I've ever seen in gaming history. This character goes from being an absolute rugged outlaw that doesn't care about anyone to sacrificing himself for his friend and his friend's family. With a character that shows this much promise and this much development over time, why wouldn't you want to go back and just keep replaying the story so you can see it happen in real life? Like I said, I won't go into too much detail about the actual character himself, but many of you will agree with me that he is definitely a main reason why I keep coming back to this game and why I still keep playing this game so much 7 years after its release. Now, if you're a fan of mine and you watch this channel a lot, you'll understand that I really value immersion and I really value high quality open world games in comparison to really bad rushed video games. That's a pretty common thing to want, I assume. But it's actually very common to see that there are many open world games that do feel rushed, that do feel really tacky, that do feel really cheap and poorly designed and poorly developed. So when a good game like Red Dead Redemption 2 comes around, you can play them for many, many years. There's a difference as to why companies like Ubisoft see their players with very shortened attention spans for their open world games. For example, the recent Assassin's Creed franchise has been in the dumps recently, and Ubisoft is constantly wondering why we don't want to play their very tacky, cheaply designed, poorly developed story game, and why I would still prefer playing a game that released 7 years prior. And this essentially just comes down to the quality over quantity principle. Rockstar Games develops one good game over many, many years, and yes, while the waits are extremely excruciating and very annoying, we know that every single time Rockstar drops a game, they never disappoint. Their games are full of immersion, full of details, and full of endless gameplay that will entertain us for many, many years to come. Unlike companies like Ubisoft, where they release a game that is very poorly developed and is very quickly rushed, no one wants to play it because there is no immersion, there's no substance to it, and the stories are more than likely terrible. It definitely goes without saying that Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of those games that just has one of the best, if not the best, open world stories I have ever experienced. And not just the story, everything about the game. The game has everything, from the best story I've ever played in my entire life with the most compelling and convincing emotional characters, the most diverse and fun to explore open world in the Wild West that has been crafted to perfection, to one of the greatest video game protagonists that has ever been created. It's no wonder that this game has kept my attention for so long. So when people ask me why are you still playing Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2025, despite the fact that we have not received any DLCs, despite the fact that we have not received any updates for Red Dead Online or story for a very, very, very long time, I say to them, why wouldn't you want to play a game that has the value of every other game that a company like Ubisoft has released over the past 7 years? Personally, for me, you could combine every single game that has released since Red Dead Redemption 2 and put them on one team, and then have Red Dead Redemption 2 alone on the other team, and I will pick Red Dead Redemption 2 over every other game that has released since every single time. And yes, this could come down to personal bias, but yes, I am biased towards this game because this game has earned my bias. This game has earned the right to make me want to choose it over anything else. With the new release of Assassin's Creed Shadows and many other games that are coming out recently and open world games, it's not very hard to see that with the Rage 8 engine that Rockstar has used for Red Dead Redemption 2, in comparison to every other engine that other gaming companies are using right now, you can see that this game was truly ahead of its time, and in comparison to every other game that has released recently, you can definitely see it is probably still ahead of its time. Because if this is what modern games are looking like now, then Red Dead Redemption 2 was ahead of its time back then, and is still ahead of modern games today. And guys, it also just goes without saying that every single time Rockstar drops, it is a generational game. Every single game Rockstar has dropped, I have absolutely loved. And it's because the quality over quantity principle, which companies like Ubisoft do not understand whatsoever. Rockstar forever will be the most prestigious gaming company in my opinion, because they just have every single thing that you could ask for. And now I'm getting attacked by a cougar, which is not ideal. Don't worry, I'm gonna dead-eye you, not unless I'm gonna die, I'm dead. Anyway, you see, that is just one of the many reasons I love when I'm trying to be in a serious narrating voice and I get attacked by a cougar. This happens almost every single video. I didn't even think that was a cougar spawn location, but you know, anyway. But even so, you don't see that happening in any other game. You don't see random encounters like that where I can just instantly get killed by some rabid animal. And that just shows the level of detail that Red Dead Redemption 2 is on in comparison to new games releasing today. So when you ask me, why are you still playing Red Dead Redemption 2? I just have to say, look at my screen right now. And then play the story, and you'll be the exact same as me. Anyway everyone, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video and found it relatable. If you did, please make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. It would be greatly appreciated. We post everything Red Dead Redemption 2 related and furthermore. More videos coming out shortly. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya!